Hey people, Intro here, 3v3 Fortuna Sanctum. Blue team, ever faithful Leobuilt is a brother captain, a durable hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support fighting in melee. Alongside the sickness is a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps to combat, some powerful disruption and support. Rounded off the team here, dice roll as a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, to wait for capping and harassing, some powerful control. Red team, we have some Tyranids, Novacyt as a Raven Alpha. Tunneling hero, great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon. Looks like the tunnel is back here slightly. Alongside YZ with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fighting in melee. Begins with a refractor shield. And rounding off the teams, ChunkyCoates as a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Over on the east side against the Warp Spider Exarch. Tries to stomp them off the cap there, didn't quite get it done. Warp Spider teleports out and then runs. On the west side, brother captain goes in to smack the Ravener Alpha, does not go after the Termagants apparently. Tyrion is being backed up by some guardsmen and a sentinel, which seems like quite a lot of heresy. Here's some more guardsmen coming in. Brother captain could just run over this tunnel here, but they get surrounded, outnumbered, and have to run. Contested victory point in the middle. Here comes the Warboss to say hello to the Eldar. Sluggers with burners. Banshees going in. Guardians get tossed around by the Warboss. Banshees run now. Sluggers run, and the Orks are going to win this fight with Daka and a 8-foot-tall Warboss getting it done. Warlock may not get away. The Warboss can get another hit. They went into their charge there a bit late and they couldn't get it done. On the west side, northwest, where a natural blue VP is, the natural power is being hit by Flamer Guardsmen and Tyranids, backed up by Ravener Alpha and Lord Commissar. So the sickness needs to come over and help out, I think, or maybe get a flank. Ravener Brood on the way for Novacyt. Interceptors for ever faithful Leobuilt, and a shuriken cannon on the way for the sickness. Dice roll already has one on the field here. Help control those rowdy orcs. Looks like the power's been noded, which has frustrated these greenskins. Couldn't quite bash it there. And gens going up. They're putting gens up on this contested power. I guess this one has been bashed. Maybe they think it's not safe to put power on right now. The red team have backed off though. Here's the Ravener Brood. Start off with ranged devour weapons, but they can hold their own in melee. They can also get a specialized melee upgrade. Lord Commissar leading some guardsmen through the mid. Some other fellas be capping, and it turns red. Warlock is going to fight them. Where is the shuriken? Shuriken's coming, but they're getting 2v1'd again. The blue team here. Are we going to see Leobuilt rotate towards the mid? No, looks like they're pushing down that west side. Banshees may wipe. Banshees, I think, have made it out here. Immolator Blade in for the Warlock. Oh, Banshees did not make it out. Banshees got shot to death as they ran there. Why did I doom them so? More power bashing from the red team, thanks to some guards who have some flamers. Shuriken's being picked off here and has to flee. So rough start for the blue team, eh? Meanwhile, dice roll is doing quite well on the east side. Push through to natural VP on natural power as well. But here comes YZ to try and stop this business. Capuchin Devils on the field here. They could disrupt that shuriken from long range. Orcs getting suppressed by it. Any war gear for that Warp Spider? No. And there's no aspect for the Banshees yet. Banshees getting very low. They're going to wipe. And they do wipe. Oh, no, they don't. One lady gets away. She was split up for some reason. And that's why they survived there. I say one squad's going to be alright and it dies. I say one squad is wiped and it's okay. I should just say the opposite of what I think. Meanwhile, it's a Warrior Brood for Novacyt. Sentinel comes in for a stomp. There it is. It's a good hit. Interceptor's got, I think, all three models stunned there. The Strike Squad got a couple. These guys with their Tomes of Titan. It was actually a good push in the end up the west side here by Leobuilt. got some power harass done. At least one gen went down. And they did cap up this side. They haven't noded this though. And now they're off the field inviting a power bash and maybe a decap of the VP. So maybe a bit more mindfulness of when to back off there when you're pushing up a side. So you don't want to leave your side completely defenseless afterwards. Stormboy's wiping a shuriken. Not sure whose that was actually. The Sickness had two maybe? I think it was the Sickness. I think it was a darker colour. Howling Banshees reinforced for dice roll. The Sickness did not replace theirs. There's tier 2 for dice roll, the first one we've seen. Spotters on the way for YZ or YZ. I just switch between them at will. Warlock has to run, got stomped. And red team have the mid. Might see a flank against dice roll here. They are grabbing the VP and trying to power bash. Shuriken will set up, but not for long. Catachins use their grenade launcher to disrupt. Banshee's getting duckered again. Need to run, ladies. They couldn't quite get the VP, but they do get away. Maybe. Now that I've said that, probably not. The power gens were bashed on the east side, those Eldar ones that went up. But they've got their natural back, so it's not too much of a big deal. Warp Spider runs. There is a natural power here, of course. Oh, we got some Warp Spiders coming in. Tier 2 for dice roll. That's one of the global call-ins. Unique for the Warp Spider Exarch there. Need some cover though, fellas. Teleporting away. Took a bunch of damage there though. Here comes the Warlock to help out. With a Shuriken. There's a Destructor. But there was no immolation afterwards. I don't think they had the energy to cast it there. Can be nasty for the Warlock if you have Rangers around. You can kinetic pulse into a Destructor and an Immolator all at once kind of thing. Throw the Immolator down first, then knock them over, then throw the Destructor in. Maybe a grenade afterwards. Can set up some nasty things with those Rangers. Haven't seen any here though. There's tier 2 for the Sickness. Leobuilt already there. Novacyt and YZ have gone tier 2 also. ChunkyCoates is going to be the last play in tier 1. And are they floating? No, they're not. Stormboy's dropping a model there. Is that a boss pole? I see it is. See all those buffs on those Orks there. More health and suppression resistance, which is handy. Sentinel very low. They're trying to chase it down here. Warlock on range stance maybe. Because I think the Immolator does damage over time on the ranged hit. Yes, it does. Oh, Guardians got wiped by angry Orks in retreat. Tough for the Sickness. They're down to a single unit. And they're getting some Warp Spiders of their own, but they can't call them in like the Warp Spider Exarch can. On the west side, turning blue again, we got some Inquisitorial Stormtroopers. They're still alive. They're getting plasma guns up now to try and shoot down the Warrior Brood quickly. Looks like Novacyt got some Hormagaunts wiped, and they've replaced them here. And they've given them Adrenal Glands. Adrenal Glands coming in also for the Warrior Brood. So we may see melee Raveners, which will be fun. Any war gear for the Ravener Alpha? No. Back on the east side, where blue team are struggling in these pitched fights a little bit. They are having some success with dice roll pushing through. But when there's a big 2v2 fight, they tend to struggle. We'll see how they do here, though. Stormboy's jumping in. Banshee's just got their Exarch up. Warp Spider's delivering that good DPS they have, and then teleporting out. But they can't teleport again so quickly. Stormboy's chasing them off. Yeah, when dice roll is 1v1, they seem to do okay. But when these pesky guardsmen show up with their Sentinel and things and their Catachans, they usually get through to the power here. 2-to-1 cap for the red team. Spotters on the field. Do they have their upgrade? I think they do because of the plus icon there. So they have their incendiary shells. Stormboys have their Nob Leader now, which is bad news for everyone. There's that incendiary shell from the Spotter squad. It's got good range, eh? 440 to 381. Banshee's yelling, suppressing the Warboss, who's getting some serious damage. Is that the, yeah, you can hear spiky armor. doing damage back to stuff. Meanwhile, west side. Going on. What was that? Effect over there. I don't even know. Is it Psych Out Grenade? You have Synapse Aura for damage. You have the Acid Splatter. Splash damage. Power melee. Well, the initial hit is power melee. The splash part is only piercing damage. For some reason, I don't know. It's not even melee damage. Piercing damage. I guess it's, you know, acid splattering around. So I guess it makes sense that it's not melee damage. 410 to 381. Sluggers with their Knob Leader. And Purifiers on the way for Leobuilt. Double Warp Spiders for the Sickness. And Tier 3 for YZ. And they have a decent chunk of Retribution going into Tier 3 as well. I guess they haven't bled that much. Banshees in on the Sluggers. Sorry, on the Shooter Boys. Those Shooter Boys got caught out of position there. Stomp comes in, maybe saves that squad, maybe. There's the Immolation. Power was bashed quite thoroughly, although there's still one generator there. Warboss gets the Stomp. Storm Boys jumping back now. Going after the Warp Spiders, are they? No, they're going after the Howling Banshees, and Howling Banshees might be in trouble on retreat. Down goes the Sentinel. Howling Banshee trying to move away first. Need to move towards your line, Banshees. Where are you going? I don't know where they're going. They're going for the wreck point. They're just ignoring those Storm Boys, apparently. Okay, I guess Dice Roll was confident they could get rid of those Storm Boys there. There's Battle Rights from the Brother Captain and the Mantle of Terror. And we see a Nemesis 4 sword in as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what this green is underneath the Warrior Brood there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. 399, 380. Someone will let us know in the comments, maybe. Is that an effect they get with adrenal glands now? I don't think I've noticed that before, if that's the case. Over on the east side, is the Warboss going to fall over? Got the Bang Bang Hammer. Ready to bang bang. 399 to 379. Banshee's got their wreck point, but they're quite low. So they have to run, and the Warp Spider Exarch went down. Not sure if this fella has any war gear yet. What's going on in the mid though? Some shenanigans. Fire. Warlock level 3. Now has the Cloak of Shadows. Nice piece of war gear. Can infiltrate nearby allies and reduce their ranged received damage by 15%. And their suppression. Also gives you health and energy regen and energy. Does quite a lot for you then. Battle Rights going off here. See the purple Synapse Aura. Still have that green mark below the Warrior Brood. Maybe it is just an effect they get from adrenal glands now. That I just haven't noticed before for some reason. Interceptors teleporting out. There's a Plasma Overcharge. Or Overcharged Plasma. There's so many, there's like 3 abilities that are called Overcharged Plasma now, isn't there? Or Plasma Overcharge, or something in that vein. Ravener Alpha went down. There's the Stormtrooper one right here. There's the Tech Marines Overcharged Plasma, and there's the Storm Blade, right? I think it's called Overcharged Plasma. YZ with the Lehman Russ on the way. Purifiers running off. Good push by the blue team the way. West side looking very blue. Red team are hitting back. Can the Warp Spiders stay in play here? They can. They had their teleport on tap. And they can turn and do some DPS. Maybe kill a Ravener. They did kill a Ravener. And they do have some Stormtrooper support here. And they're able to teleport again. Look at that. Shorter cooldown than I thought. I hear Banshees yelling. Oh, they're running and yelling. Orks all the way into base almost. The Warboss just kicking Guardians to death. Storm Boys with a Bomber Boy there. Warp Spider Exarch is down again. Right near base though. Should get revived. Some headbutting Storm Boys here. And a D cannon hits the field for Dice Roll. Lehman Russ. No upgrade yet. It's a bloody good tank though. They've got the decap, the red team. There's some more battle rights helping those fellas out. And of course they're getting buffed by the improved We Are the Hammer. Because sometimes they forget they're the hammer. So he has to yell, "We are the hammer," guys. They go, okay. And they start running faster and get excited. Demon Rust with a bunch of potential repair support there, although Tyranids can't help with that. Ouch. Big chunk of hit points came off those interceptors there with that tank shot. Hormagaunt Brood got caught. Stormtroopers able to grab the VP. Looks like some Eldar towards the mid now. Warlock levels up to 4, tier 3 for Leobuilt. And they do have, big chunk of red, so we could see Paladins called in to combat any potential Carnifexes. And of course try to go after the Leman Russ with their hammers. Fire Dragons on the way for the sickness. Dice Rolls D-Cannon has gone to the mid. Typically you'd see them on the contested victory point. Borrow Strike though. Got both of those Warp Spiders. That's slightly sloppy, I think. Because they saw them burrowing, right? And they had their teleport available. And you can see where they're going to come up. You see the ground crack. Looks like we have a Vanquisher Leman Russ. So good versus large targets. But yeah, it can hit infantry really well too. Triple Warp Spider DPS, go, go, go. Sluggers don't like it, have to run. Storm Boys jumping on the D cannon. It also got some incendiary shell action as well, it looks like. Carnifex on the way for Novacyt. Did that just kill something? I was looking at the rosters. I don't think so. Storm Boys getting a really good jump there, stunning a bunch of stuff. Fire Dragon's trying to help. Warp Spiders teleporting to get DPS. Not bad. Storm Boys only dropped one model though. Carnifex, where's it going? Stomping. Looks like it's stomping towards the mid maybe. Has to be careful not to crush these tunnels here. Here comes Leobuilt with a flank. We Are the Hammer and Battle Rights going. We Are the Hammer these days, of course, gives the Brother Captain some splash damage, which is awesome. That was actually my idea initially. And they went with it. How was about that? Leman Russ got melter bombed or something, I think. Oh, from the interceptors, they have that crack grenade thing. Stormtroopers level 3. Carnifex has gone Thornback mode. Because why not? Big scary melee monster. Can they kill this Brother Captain? 10 hit points, they cannot. Reinforced chitin for the Ravener Alpha. Slows units when they get hit by 50%. Also gives you big chunk of hit points and weapon knockback immunity. It's pretty damn nice. Interesting war gear, I think, Reinforced chitin. Warlock goes down. There's a singularity. That's a nasty one. That's bits of Orks everywhere. Good job, says ChunkyCoates, as their Orks turn into little bits of Orks. Haywire. Oh, is that what I saw earlier? Haywire grenade. Might have been. Interceptors, maybe they only get that grenade when they have their Psy Cannons out. 323 to 311. Warp Spiders have done well. It always feels like you just don't see Warp Spiders that often in 3v3s. Maybe it might just be that the Eldar tier 2 is kind of crowded. You got a lot of options there. Like Fire Dragons, Warp Spiders, Dark Creepers. Right there, you've got 3 ranged infantry options. All different, of course. That was the D-Cannon going down. Yeah, it was. Avatar of Cain on the way for dice roll. 323 to 311. ChunkyCoates recovers with a Nob Squad. Leobuilt can drop Paladins in, but they haven't yet. Maybe they're just waiting for a big fight. Or maybe they want the Land Raider. Not bad, says YZ. Oh, did they have to replace their spotters? Looks like they did, actually. And they don't have the incendiary. Very rare that you see spotters being replaced in tier 3. They are rating them quite highly here to disrupt the Eldar stuff, I guess. Neurothrope on the way for Novacyt. Really good call against this. Oh, Paladins are in, by the way. Here they are. Big old Nemesis, Demon Hammers, heavy melee. A cool ability as well they have. Called Holy Grounds. And massive chunk of hit points, unique to the Brother Captain, those fellas. Can they kill the Warboss? They can't. Use your choppers on the Nob Squad now, going mental, and here comes the Avatar. Oh, Ardboy's on them too. Those Warp Spiders in a really awkward spot between a Nob Squad and a bunch of Imperial Guard. I think they got away. Were there 2 squads there? Looks like all the Warp Spiders are alive by my count. Avatar now going after the Nob Squad. Powerful melee combatant that buffs surrounding allied infantry a huge amount. I think someone read it off in the comments recently. It's like 30% damage buff, 30% damage resistance, and suppression immunity. It's quite nuts what this guy can do for your infantry around him. And your allies' infantry, of course. Here's the Neurothrope. Nice thing to have against a lot of heavy infantry. There's a Paroxysm. Doing percentage-based damage over time. Very effective against Terminators and Terminator variants, such as the Paladins. So it slows them down. They can't retreat out of it. And percentage-based damage is very good when they've got 5,400 hit points. And you get extra because of the fact that they've got heavy infantry, super heavy infantry armor. There's battle riots going off. Time for a Canticle Absolution, I think. Yeah, there it is. Such a good global, giving health and energy regen Canticle Absolution in quite a large area, as you can see. Great for these big late game fights. Interceptors got away. Paladins are very far forward here. They're going in after the Carnifex. I think it's worth the Brother Captain getting the bulwark here. Level 5. Well played, Neurothropes. Neurothrope used Cataclysm to knock down all that stuff. Couldn't knock down the Paladins though. They're big boys. ChunkyCoates with Pain Boy on the way to support the Nob Squad. Fire Prism for dice roll. Still Leobuilt keeping up this offensive. Look how much damage they soaked up there with Canticle of Absolution and Battle Rights going. Brother Captain is breaking capillary towers now. An affront to the Emperor. What is this? Gormagaunts getting through. Now Paladins can't retreat, but it seems like they're not getting chased by the tank or anything. Meanwhile, Avatar of Cain's quite far forward. Really powerful in melee, but it doesn't want to try and take on a fully upgraded Nob Squad by itself. It did have some support there. That was quite nasty. Was that? It was the Emperor's Wrath off-map artillery shell. Much more powerful artillery than the spotters are guiding in, it seems. I guess they just have a mortar. Is it a Basilisk shell that he's calling in? Oh, 3 Basilisk rounds. Well, that explains it. 246 to 296. I'm not sure if the Avatar's going to get away here. The tank is now chasing it. Fire Prism can't disrupt the tank. Down goes the Avatar. Was really far forward there. They're obviously trying to put pressure on the VP. I'm not sure if they did decap it or something. Lord Commissar, now level 7. Just revived the Warboss, I think. Eldritch. Oh no, Fire Prism went down. Eldritch does get the Leman Russ. That's the global nuke for the Eldar, shutting down vehicles. Can they finish it though? There's a Haywire. They don't really have anything that can just do damage. No power blades. Oh, Banshees are in. I'm lying to you. Oh, but they don't have their Exarch. They didn't have their Spear. These guys need to try and repair. Little bit of repairs. Here comes the Carnifex. Looks like the Leman Russ is going to get away. And that is a very, very important passage of play there. Avatar down, Fire Prism down, and the Leman Russ gets away. There's crack shots on the Warp Spiders. Global buff from the Warp Spider Exarch, giving them more range, more damage. Warboss is very tough though. 2132 hit points. Oh, can they get him here? As soon as I say he's very tough, I think they have the DPS to get him. Down he goes. So much for him being very tough. Just say the opposite, Indrid. You're always wrong. What is this? Big boom. Lord Commissar, level 7. That power sword, of course. Here's the big blob of Ordo Malleus stuff, though. Grey Knights. Not very grey today, but down goes a Neurothrope. Down goes a Warrior Brood. That was a really good fight for Leobuilt. That's evened it up a bit, because now Novacyt is down to just 2 units, although one of them is a Carnifex. And has a melee Ravener Brood. Ravener Alpha's down towards that central VP. And the Warboss is down on the east. All 3 blue heroes up. That's a big deal. Having 3 versus 1 hero on the field is a big, big deal. 167296. YZ should be trying to get those revives up as soon as they can. Looks like they're going for the Warboss first, maybe. Yeah, because there's a bunch of blue stuff in the mid. But difficult to get the Ravener up right now. Interceptors are right there. Oh hey, we do have the Bulwark. I believe it gives you 35% melee damage resist and a 15% bonus. I believe that's what it is. It's really nice. Especially when you're fighting a Nob Squad. Well, fighting 2 of them now. And one of them probably has surgery, yeah, from the Pain Boy. Looks like Leobuilt does not want to fight this right now. Well, there's... Oh, they're waiting for battle rights. There it is. There's use your choppers and Nob Squad, though. There was a onslaught, do they call it? Sure. That was from the Paladins. They do have their Holy Grounds as well. And we do have a Bane Blade for YZ. Level 2 Carnifex now. Is it time for that brother captain to get a hammer of his own to smack that Nob Squad around? It's really tough to give up that improved VR the hammer though. But it might be worth it for that big disruption burst in a fight. I don't think I'd swap it for the halberd. The splash damage is nice though, eh? Still a bunch of capillary towers here. Leobuilt keeping up on their cap game. Can they bash power? Do they dare? Doesn't want to send the Paladins that far forward, I think. Down goes the Warlock. Fire Dragons. What are they up to? They're trying to get behind the tank. Haywire hits the Bane Blade. Nothing much to follow it up though. Need some anti-vehicle, guys. Purifiers do have a heavy melee weapon, and of course the Paladins will crunch a vehicle to death pretty well. But that means exposing them, maybe. It means committing them quite hard. What are the Purifiers up to? They're level 2. Have quite a lot of resources. Leobuilt. I don't think they have the pop to get a... Oh, Terminator Librarian, that's pretty cool. I was going to say, get a Vortimer. Novacyt with a Swarm Lord on the way. Warboss level 7 now. Oh, he's been level 7 for a while, I think. 95 to 286, 2-1 cap for the red team. See a council up now for Dice Roll. They have another D-Cannon as well. And it's in the mid. And there it goes. I believe they are finally set to change the D-Cannon back to a burst of damage with the big awesome animation it used to have in retail. Probably not as much damage as it did in retail though. The whole reason that it was changed is because it was such a massive burst of area of effect damage in long range. That was kind of hard to respond to. But at least you could see the bloody thing. Couldn't quite get the cat there. Oh, they do have a Shimmer Orb. Eldritch Storm. Was it set up by a... I think it was set up by a Haywire there. Now Fire Dragon is trying to go in. It is being repaired. What is this Carnifex doing? It's not moving. Did they get haywired? 81 to 263. What is this? Oh! There's a big old melee fight is what this is. Awesome stuff. Oh, they have Wrath of Titan or something? What is it called? Might of Titan, I think. From the Terminator Librarian. Oh, Codicum Aeternimism as well. Yeah, you can build a really scary melee force with the Brother Captain to get that Terminator Librarian support and stuff. I think it's called Might of Titan. And it gives damage resist and melee damage, I believe. But it drains its energy while it's active. And there's Sanctuary. Knocking back that Nob Squad. Paladins got pretty low there. Oh, so did the Purifiers actually. They did get away. Battle Rights is active. Swarm Lord's in there now. And the Nob Squads actually, in the end, did not take that much damage. Because you can, of course, build a very scary melee army as a Warboss as well with your Warboss buffs and Painboy and stuff. 76, 253. Would be very fun to see those two armies go head to head in a big old melee fight. Everyone else just kind of leaves them alone. Carnifex pushing through. Trying to kill another paladin there. Something's just decapped. Oh, it was the Ravener Alpha. And she's yelling. Dice rolls down to 2 units though. Lictor on the way for Novacyt to help go after the VPs, I think. Oh, hey, we have a phase shift. It's one way to stop the Nob Squad. That Swarm Lord does have vehicle armor, which is why those Fire Dragons are going after it. But they're being set upon by a Nob Squad. A level 4 Nob Squad. 55, 23 hit points on these guys. What are you meant to do? Oh, that helps. Knocking them over. Do they have Entangling Web? They do have Entangling Web. Anti-Grav Grenade could also help out. There's Entangling Web there. I think they seem to be moving though. They look like the effect for Entangling Web. That was weird. Warlock getting stuck in there. Go on, buddy. Got Falchu's Wing to buff the Banshees, but Banshees have to run. Are they going to make it? I think they're far enough away to make it. 29 to 248 on the VPs. Looks like the red team have it. It was very fun seeing Leobuilt's army though. They're coming back for more. Where are the Paladins? Paladins are only coming out of base now. They are very far away. What the hell was that? Oh, that was the Demolisher Cannon, I think. No, there's the Demolisher Cannon. What the hell knocked them all back there? Was the Emperor's Wrath called in there? I didn't see it. Maybe it was the Demolisher Cannon. Maybe that's Emperor's Wrath right there. Either way, level 10 Commissar for YZ. Had a level 8 Brother Captain with this very fun melee build. Warlock was level 7, facing down the Warboss at the end. Come on, buddy. Surprised we didn't see Witchblade of Kurnus maybe when there was 2 Nob Squads around, but don't always have the resources to get all the things you want and all that. Level 7 Warp Spider X up. A level 4 Ravener Alpha down at the end, did some good decaps on that western side. That level 10 Commissar and a level 8 Warboss. Well, there you have it, guys. It was an awesome game. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.